4.3, solve x squared plus bx plus c equals 0 by factoring.
Why is it trying to solve the word solve?
Because it's crazy. That's why.
It'd be cool if it was like actually useful.
It's but it like the only thing it can do is like 3 plus 2 and that's it. But it can't like solve x plus 3 equals 5. Like I don't understand.
Can it solve word problem like if Johnny had 3 apples and then he lost 6 of them? How many apples?
We should try that.
No, it cannot.
Man, I thought this called a smart iPad.
Smart pad.
Yeah, they say it has Apple intelligence, and I'm like, I don't think it does. I don't think Apple's very intelligent. Just gonna be honest. All right, x squared minus 7x plus 10, and we are going to be factoring. If something can't be factored, then you have to say not factorable or not possible or something along those lines. Okay? Now, I do this with a shortcut method without having to write out the middle step. If you want to do that, that's fine. If you need to write out the middle step, that's also totally fine. I get irritated having to write out the middle step over and over again when I can just do it straight to the answer. So, I need factors of 10 that when combined give me -7. What factors would those be?
You took my answer out of my mouth.
So 2 and 5 is going to give me a +7. -2, -5. So what I do, because there's just a 1 here, is you can go straight to x minus 2 times x minus 5 and not have to write the intermediate step of saying x squared minus 2x minus 5x plus 10 and then factor by grouping, which is super annoying to have to do. You can go straight to here. If you need to do this, that's totally fine, okay? I'm going to refresh one of this on factor by grouping so that we can see it because we'll need this in the next section. But we factor out an x, left with x minus 2. Factor out a -5, left with x minus 2. These match, so x minus 5 and x minus 2. Now, that's a lot more work to get to the answer that I can just go straight here. Okay, now, in 4.4, you will have to do it this way because it's going to be a number in front. But for now, you can enjoy the minimal work. All right, 6. R squared plus 15r plus 56. So I need factors of 56 that give me a +15.
8 and 7 positive.
8 and 7, so what are my factors?
It's going to be r plus 5.
7.
Wait, what is 5 times 6?
R plus 8 and R plus 7.
R plus 8 and R plus 7. So whatever factors you say, like that's what's going into the parentheses.
I don't know where I got 5 from.
I didn't know either. There were a lot of 5s in the problem, so I was like, well, maybe that's why.
And the
But
last one had 5 in it too.
I'm actually really impressed that you found that quickly.
What are you talking about?
The 8 times 7 is one that I had never remembered.
56.
That's one of the only ones that makes sense to me.
I want to go
And
see
then
the
we
new
have,
Star
like,
Wars. I mean,
8
the
times
new
9, and that
Transformers.
one's 8.
I don't know why, but 9 times 6 always throws me for a loop.
76.
54?
Yeah.
40.
But I like that one in particular always throws me for a loop. I have to be like,
Ew, I
54.
don't like this one.
Yeah, my second
Q,
grade
what are
teacher
we-
taught
what's
me
freaking
like
Q?
a jingle for all of them.
Q's in my name, watch it.
Quiz?
My
No, but
second
that's
grade
a
teacher
word, it's
like
not just
taught
a
me
letter.
like how you go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. But then when I moved to Bulgaria, instead of teaching me like just like to memorize it, they had already learned how to do it without memorizing because their curriculum was ahead. So like my whole life until like recently, I've just been like really quickly going through the songs for like up to 5, and then I've just memorized the other ones.
You when the alphabets.
How do you write your Q in your name?
It's a capital Q, so it's alright.
Like when you sign your name, is you do it cursive?
Ew, that's an O.
No, it's not.
No,
I
that's
would have
thought you said.
just a Q. That is not a cursive Q. It's just a Q.
I just have so many letters that kind of just all runs
Wait,
together.
how
I
do you
can't
spell
really
your
think about it.
name? Is it double
Q-U-I-N-N.
That looked like it had 3 N's in it. Because it was cursive.
Do you know how to
It goes in cursive.
Wait,
Okay, factors of 28 that give you -11.
74. Negative 74, negative 4.
Negative 7.
-7 and -4, so what are the factors?
Negative 7, negative 4.
No, that's not the factor.
Oh, Q minus 7 and then Q minus 4.
Dude, you know what Q sounds like?
Why are you so
Like
good?
Q ball and 8 ball. You get it?
Medium verse.
You You know, a Q like in a line has a lot of vowels in it.
All right, 10. X squared minus 4x minus 12. Factors of negative 12 that give me negative 4.
6.
6
2.
times negative 2. No, negative 6 times 2.
Positive.
Negative 6 and positive 2 because I need a negative 4. So x minus 6, x plus 2. And you can write these in either order. Like, just to be clear, I could write the x plus 2, then the x minus 6 because commutative property lets me do that.
Well,
You should do a backflip.
I'm hungry.
I had pretzels, but I ate them.
You know what's sad? Lunch is gonna be even later today.
Why?
Because the time shit.
But breakfast was later.
I don't eat breakfast.
That's your own fault, Zach.
Guys.
Well, why
Also,
is there
you
a
got up
marker?
at the same time before.
How did you know?
C squared minus 9c minus 18. So I need factors of negative 18 that give me negative 9.
Oh, shit.
Ooh,
3
I
and
know.
6. I mean, 3 and 6.
3 and
Negative
6.
3. No, that doesn't work.
Negative 3 and positive
Yes,
6.
it does.
No, it doesn't.
Negative 3 and positive 6 gives you a 3.
So it's gonna be
2
positive.
and 9.
3, negative 6.
2 and 9 gives you 11.
It's not factorable.
Well, then-
Negative 3 and
6.
negative 6 would give me a positive 18.
Not factorable.
It's not.
Not
Oh, I
factorable.
said it before you, Mason. Stop trying to take my glory.
My bad, main character.
Okay, if you're not sure, you can always do a little factor tree and see what your options are and try all the different options. This one just happens to not work.
I like trees. You know, trees are my favorite animal.
All right, now we're going to move into the special types.
Yay.
What are the special types?
Perfect,
Perfect
square
square.
trinomial.
And what else?
And the difference
The
of squares.
difference of 2 squares.
Yep. Perfect square trinomial and difference of squares. So 16 b squared minus 81. Which special type is this?
Binomial.
Difference of 2 squares.
B minus the
Difference of squares. Okay. So that is the first term plus the second term. Okay. The second term meaning whatever it is that's being squared. So what squared is 81?
9.
So if you need to think about this way, you don't have to write this, but if you need to for the sake of seeing it, that's how you would write it. So it's the first term minus the second term times the first term plus the second term. So this is going to be b plus 9 times b minus 9, and it doesn't, again, matter which order.
I followed.
All right, 18. T squared minus 16t plus 64.
Trinomial. Perfect square trinomial.
Yep, perfect square trinomial. So that is, the first term is squared. Then this is 2 times the first term times the last term. What is being squared here?
8.
Negative 8.
T minus 8 squared.
Yeah, 8 squared. So this would be times 8. Okay. I'm just showing you how you're getting the middle term.
Oh, okay.
So that you can confirm that it's a perfect square trinomial. So what does this factor into?
Nah. 4.
T minus 8 squared.
T minus 8 squared. So it's whatever the sign of the middle term is what goes in here, and whatever's being squared out here. I just was showing you the middle term so that you can confirm that's a perfect square trinomial. You don't need to worry about that.
How does mine break?
You don't have to write this stuff. I'm just doing this for us to visualize it. Because on these ones, it's pretty easy. In section 4, they get harder.
It's sharp.
Yippee. So we should do a lot of these
Because
on
these
the
were
quiz
easy.
and not a lot of section 4.
We'll see.
These
Alright.
problems have negative all.
C squared plus 28c plus 196.
C squared plus 20.
Wait, 28c, 24cc. minus-
So basically, what does this look like?
A square trinomial.
Perfect square trinomial. What squared is 196?
13.
8. No.
14?
14. This is 14 squared. So,
C plus 14.
what is my factors?
C
C.
plus 14. C plus
C.
14.
C.
Yeah, c plus 14
Squared.
squared.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you wanted us to do the middle thing, but I don't like the middle thing, so I don't know.
I just did that on the other one to show you because sometimes people start trying to say something's a perfect square trinomial without checking the middle term. It's the
Okay.
main reason I'm asking. All right, one more.
Can I
22. S squared minus 26s plus 169.
13. Oh, I
Yeah.
see it.
It is 13. And then 13.
So this is 13 squared. And again, you don't have to write this. I'm just doing this for a visual for you. So what are the factors?
S minus 13 squared.
S minus 13 squared. So sign in the middle term, and then whatever that is being squared. All right, the last stuff in this section is to factor and solve the equation. So it just means that whatever we factor is set equal to 0, and we solve it out with the zero factor property. So 24 x squared minus 8x plus 12 equals 0. So I need factors of 12 that give me negative 8.
Or negative
6 and 2.
times negative 2.
Negative 6 and negative 2. So x minus 6, x minus 2 equals 0. So the way this works, I'm sure you've seen this kind of stuff before, but when we have stuff factored out like that, we set each piece equal to 0. So x minus 6 equals 0, and x minus 2 equals 0. So we get that x equals 6 or x equals 2, and that's your final answer.
Or is it and? Wait, when would it be?
It can't be both at the same time. X can't be 2 and 6.
I feel like I remember last year we had something that had to do
That's
with
what
and.
That was
inequality.
mainly
It's inequalities, and that was like 2 weeks ago.
Because if you land on
Yeah,
something,
2 weeks ago. I'm sure it was here 2 weeks ago.
if you
Miss Quinn, I'm not gonna be here tomorrow
Why?
because I have a doctor's appointment in Norfolk.
You'll miss the next section then.
Yay! Wait, homework pass doesn't work on notes.
There's no notes for the next section.
Yay! Homework pass does work on homework though.
I did not want to be here.
B squared minus 6b plus 9 equals 0. What does this factor into?
6. Wait.
X minus 3 squared. B minus 3
Wait.
squared.
Because why?
Because it's a perfect
B.
square trinomial.
B.
Yes, this is a perfect square trinomial. So on the quiz and the test, I'm not going to label them like the book has done, where they just say on the first problems, factor. And then on the second set of problems, factor the special pattern. I don't tell you if it's a special pattern. You just have to recognize that. Now, if I just said find factors of 9 that give you negative 6, you would have ended up coming to that it's negative 3 and negative 3. But recognizing it's a special pattern is helpful. So b minus 3 squared equals 0. Now, I don't need to write this twice. This just means that there is a double 0 happening at this spot. So I just would end up with b minus 3 equals 0. So b equals 3.
That is wild.
Chat.
So on a graph, would that just look like the vertex like landing on the x-axis on only 3?
Pretty much it'll be at 3, 0, yeah. So it's a double 0 there.
Why are my knuckles so white?
All right, last one. 36. M squared equals 7m.
M squared plus.
So this one's a little different. What we need to do is subtract the 7m over.
M squared minus 7m equals 0.
So m squared minus 7m is equal to 0. Now, what's the common factor here?
M.
So I can take out an m and I'm left with m minus 7. So then when I split this, I end up with m equals 0, which is obviously already solved for me. Or I have m minus 7 equals 0, meaning m equals 7. Okay, you do not have to write the or in there that I did earlier. Just showing you that it can't be both at the same time.
Well, so what happened to that n?
It become yellow.
What do you mean what happens to the m? I factored it out.
Yeah, M become champagne yellow. Are you trying to speak like the long way? Hold up, I'm thinking. I don't know what just happened.
All right, your problems are 3 through 35, every other odd. What I will do is I will give you about 25 minutes, maybe 30 tomorrow at the start of class to work on these, since obviously we don't have any time left for you to work on them today. After that, we will move into the next section, we'll probably do about half of it, finish it up on Wednesday, and then y'all have the remainder of the class on Wednesday to work on it. Because obviously, that factoring is a little harder than this. But I think the problems that you have, you should have more than enough time to do in the 25 to 30 minutes tomorrow, so don't feel like you need to do them tonight. Everybody understands what every other odd means.
Yes, that means every other odd.
3, skip 5, 7, skip 9, 11, so on and so forth. I have some people that ask me every time what that means, so I'm just making sure that you understand.